Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 25 Next Gen online game. Today we have the Seattle Seahawks and this New Orleans Saints, a game that I intended to post on Saturday when this game actually happened, but I was never able to get to it, so here it is today. I figured I'd post it anyway. So this was a pretty good game, and playing against Uzbek here, who I have played quite a few times this year, and I got the Saints here, and early on taking a deep shot for Kenny Stills. But unfortunately, Brian Maxwell makes the play on the ball, and quite often in this game, I kept on taking deep shots for Kenny Stills. This time, we take a deep shot for Jimmy Graham, and we get rewarded with a touchdown. Blown coverage, and we go quickly up 7-0. Not even a minute into the game, you see him trying to do a little stop and start thing, that usual thing that people do. Anybody who knows about the move, they'll be doing it, as you see him doing it with Curse there, but he couldn't get much there. And early on, you know, the game plan was just try to make sure we don't get Russell Wilson out the pocket, because once Russell Wilson starts leaving the pocket and stuff, magic happens. And so game plan got ruined right away. There's Russell Wilson leading for 4 yards, but 3rd down and 6. We're looking to make the stop, but Curtis Lofton leaves his zone for whatever reason. So we give up the 1st down to Zach Miller and then some, even though there was 2 yellow zones in the air. So I'm just like, alright, that's cool. And thankfully 1st down, we contain Marshawn. 2nd down, back to Marshawn. We contain Marshawn kinda again. So now it's 3rd down again. Hopefully this time we can get the stop. He does some play action. We're not gonna fall for that. And he gets hit right as he was gonna throw the ball, and he's forced to settle for the field goal. So this time we hold on. This time we're good. And we're feeling okay about this game so far. It's early on. And a few things I want to talk about with you guys. First of all, for the people who like the top 10 plays of the week series and wondering where it was last week, I didn't get time to put it up. You'll be getting 2 top 10 plays of the week series in 1 week. I'm going to put one up later today, and then I'm probably going to put one up Thursday or Friday, and then another one like next Tuesday or something like that, to get back on the regular schedule program, as Kenny Stills catches a beautiful bomb from Drew Brees and goes all the way for a touchdown. So anybody who's a fan of top 10 plays of the weekend, felt deprived of it last week, I'm bringing it back twice in 1 week to make up for the lost week. So, you know, that's good for you. And for the people who want to see Jaguar gameplay and the team play stuff, I'm probably still gonna stick with doing that like once a week, maybe twice a week. But for the most part, I'll probably do Jags once a week. And then the MUT stuff, I'm still trying to figure out how much exactly do MUT, because quite a few people ask for MUT, more than I expected. There's a lot of MUT heads out there. A lot of big people who want to see MUT gameplays or whatever, so I'll try to find that. The thing is though, I don't want to play too much of the what do you call it, the regular season games and stuff like that, so I might have to try to figure out how the hell to get coin games in MUT. And Uzbek's moving the ball downfield here, 1st down and goal at the 5, just hand it out to Marshawn, and the Skittle Beast will get you to the end zone. Doesn't matter what I do. He gets himself back in the game right as we were up 14-3. Could have been a potential death drive for him if he didn't get any points there. Well, yeah, I gotta figure out how to get coin games and stuff. I gotta figure out on Twitter, ask some people how to get coin games, just so you know we could change things up a little bit. Cause I'm gonna do more MUT. I can't keep doing those regular season games, man. They just get a little bit too stale for me, you know. I mean, I can still do them, I can still post them 2 or 3 times a week, but eventually, coin games might have to be the way to go. Plus, you know, it could be fun doing coin games. It could be high stake games and stuff like that. You know, I always say a lot of times that I'm playing these games that don't really mean much. Well, a coin game would probably mean much, so you'll see what I would do to win a coin game. You might see me bust out fag. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do stuff like bust out fag and stuff for a coin game. I would try harder, but I will not, you know, cheese my way out there, you know. I don't need the coins that bad, alright? It's MUT coins, you know what I mean? It's not exactly anything to brag about, you know. As he gets a touchdown there, we ended up throwing the interception. Kept on trying to take deep shots for Kenny Stills, and, you know, I don't know. I kept on, taking away my offense for the most part. But, that 3rd down, though, that kind of sucked, because I believe that's the 3rd down where, what's his face? Almost got open. I don't know what his name is. Lance Moore. Yeah, Lance Moore was open, and then he dropped the ball. So that kind of sucked, and he got a touchdown off of that. And that's just the way the game, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And then, once again, getting obsessed with the deep shot. I don't know why I kept on wanting to take these deep shots, because I had the drag open pretty much all game, which I definitely could have abused more, but I just didn't feel like throwing drags every play. But I felt like taking deep shots, and eventually Maxwell was able to get the interceptions there. It was just the one thing I realized, though, is when I would pump fake, that's what would get Kenny Stills open. If I didn't pump fake, I would, you know, get close to being intercepted. So the pump fake is pretty useful. I used to pump fake quite a bit last year, but this year I haven't exactly pump fake too much. But I gotta start getting back in the habit of pump faking, especially I want to go deep, because it freezes the defender for just a second usually, especially the ones with not that high overall. So We keep that in mind here. 24 seconds left. Not exactly time to set the world on fire before halftime, but maybe enough time to get in the field goal range. Here, rolling out the pocket with Drew Brees. I see Marcus Colston open downfield, but I accidentally crossed the line of scrimmage, and Drew Brees gets destroyed. I would have never done a spin move in the open field with Drew Brees. I hit B to throw it, and oh my God, we end up giving up extra points. Hopefully, it's not an extra 7. He's taking a shot, but we got 2 people in the back of the end zone to guard that. But still, we gave up an extra 3 points at the end of halftime, and that hurt. That definitely hurt. Plus, he gets ball half here with a 2-possession lead. And then look at Jermaine Kearse breaking 2 tackles, reversing fields. And there goes Jermaine Kearse. I'm out of stamina. He's out of stamina. And Kearse is just a little bit faster than number 30 Wade. Just enough to go all the way for the improbable touchdown out of halftime. And he goes for the 2-point conversion to make it a 2-touchdown game, which he does connect on because 2 of my players decide to chase down Marshawn Lynch, even though Marshawn was not running a route or anything. And that was literally the worst thing that could have happened. Well, like 20 seconds left before half. I accidentally do a spin move. I give up a field goal. And then on the kick return, that happened. That's pretty much out of my control there. Not much I could do with either situation. Maybe, I realized that Drew Brees was going to step up in the pocket. I have no idea how the hell I stepped up in the pocket like that. But, now all of a sudden we're down 2 touchdowns here. And a game that for the most part we were looking pretty good at before the 2-minute warning. Now all of a sudden it's 4th and 5, game on the line. I pretty much got all out of the way that I had to say about the mutt and all that. And all the regularly scheduled program stuff I had to get out the way. And here, regularly scheduled program is running a flea flicker to Stills. But it's the foot out of bounds or something like that. And it's 3rd down and 10 instead of 1st down as Drew Brees. Drew Brees was on point in this game. The only problems with Brees was when I would take the deep shots and stuff like that. Otherwise, it would either be a receiver drop the ball or just me accidentally spinning with Brees. Otherwise, Drew Brees was playing like a monster in this game. I wish I could have taken advantage of it more early on as we try to take a shot for Colson in the back of the end zone. That does not work out. But next play, there's Lance Moore sitting wide open in the flats there. So he's going to give us that. We're going to take that. We're going to get the 1st down. And next play, we go to the run game, which we didn't go to too much because I felt like the run game wasn't going to work too well and the pass game would have worked better. Which it would have. Just a few, unfortunate mistakes and errors and bad Madden luck and stuff like that didn't go our way as he catches the ball after taking the hit there. Golden Tate making a tough catch. And he's going to go to Marshawn. Up 10. You feed the ball to the Skittle Beast when you got the lead and hope he can, kill some clock, get you more points. Though he did come out passing quite a bit. He didn't really give the ball to Marshawn too much. Here, play action. He's looking, right at Golden Tate. And look at Golden Tate doing the juke move there. I was trying to close in just a little bit too late. And me trying to go for the pick, I couldn't get the tackle. And apparently none of the Saints can get the tackle either. So all of a sudden it's just like a high scoring affair out here. Now I'm back on the field, not really playing much defense, and that's what's hurting me right now, the fact that we're not playing much defense. Offense is still playing okay. Offense isn't playing terrible by any means. It's just that the defense, just like I mentioned earlier, I was still out of rhythm in this game too, where I just couldn't get stops. It was kind of weird how badly I played defensively and how much I wanted to take deep shots for Kenny Stills, but that time it works and Stills gets the touchdown there. And Kenny Stills is kind of my offense right now, I mean, most of my points have come off the deep ball. I got like 2 to Graham, 1 to Graham, like 3 to Stills. And here, 4th quarter, definitely going to want to, not take any risks here. That's the game plan for him. And taking off with Russell Wilson. And we try to chop his knees out there. We are the Saints, so we are going to put a bounty on whoever we feel necessary to. As he takes a deep shot to Jermaine Kearse, who catches it. And there's nothing I can do right now. I feel like, that's the way I feel like. There's nothing I can do. Even when I put a purple zone on the left side, apparently the purple decides to go play someone else. When I try to, shut down Marshawn. Marshawn gets a touchdown here, which effectively ends the game here, down 17. I mean, there's not much we can do. Yeah, I mean, if we were playing better defense, I would have had more faith in myself, but we might have gotten 1 stop the entire game, and that might have been just the field goal attempt he got, or the few field goal attempts he got. Otherwise, not really a good game for us in here. I just keep on testing these deep shots to Stills here. I don't know why I was so obsessed with them this game. I could take in the drag pretty much every play, but I wouldn't take the shot, and that time I waited a little bit too long before I threw it, and Drew Brees just had to float it up there, try to give Stills a chance, but Maxwell was able to close on the ball and get the interception. And, you know, we're pretty much screwed here. Look at Russell Wilson rolling out the pocket, throwing it on the run, and he ends up throwing an interception there. Try to get a little bit risky. Obviously, this is just a friendly game, so it's nothing too serious. Not like a ranked game where you are going to definitely give the ball to Marshawn. But here, he ends up throwing a pick six, and we have a little bit of life where we can get a stop, just a little bit. If we can get a stop on Marshawn Lynch. Now he's definitely going to Marshawn now that he threw the interception. And we are stopping Marshawn pretty good here. 3rd down and 6 coming up. Actually, 3rd down and 8. Defense made a great stop there. And we're in a pretty great position. We got everything locked up. Russell Wilson on the run. And Russell Wilson breaks a tackle. Reverses fields for a 1st down. You know what? Sometimes you're just not meant to win a game. I mean, that's the 2nd time that happened. We got the animation. It's like, you know, sometimes you're not meant to win some of these stupid-ass Madden games, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. So, you know, whatever, man. If we were meant to win this game, it's all good. Good game to you, Bag. And good game to you, Russell Wilson, for breaking, like, the 3 tackles on, like, there's, like, 4 Saints in the area. That's cool. I mean, we're still kind of in this game. We have a miracle shot. He could have just needed the ball out there, but he just kept on throwing it or whatever. So we got a miracle shot here. We could, you know, get some points. And right now I'm thinking get enough points to get into field goal range. I don't have the timeouts to mess around and get a touchdown. So we get in the field goal range here. But I accidentally call hurry up and I burned up an extra 10 seconds. But that gives us a shot for the end zone. And we should have thrown the interception to Earl Thomas. But since we didn't, we're going to take our 3 points here just so we can get the onside kick and then try to get the touchdown. But first we got to get that onside kick. But we do not get the onside kick. I think that's Doug Baldwin there who got it, and this definitely ends the game. He's still giving me a little bit of life, though. He's still, you know, running hurry up here and stuff like that, taking sacks and all this. So he's giving us a little bit of life, getting hit as he throws. And if he's going to give us this life, if he throws an interception, anything can happen. 1 second left. I try to call a timeout. He ends up calling a timeout before I did. Like, really, my timeout game isn't that good, where he doesn't even need to, but he's calling a timeout before me. And look at this. We get the interception, down 7, with a chance to tie the game. But I just didn't play that right. I don't know what I could have done in that return. Not much. There's like 4 Seahawks offensive linemen. I probably could have lateraled it, but lateraling would have probably done nothing. Except for, you know, probably give him a touchdown instead of me. But on that note, hope you guys leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Madden 25 online games, and I will catch you guys next time.